Blizzard in effect. Stay off the roads. You may have seen the emergency alert go out just about half an hour ago saying stay where you are unless it's an emergency.
Also, Aurora police just tweeted out that they are receiving so many phone calls of people stranded in their cars. Get this, they're only responding now to people who aren't able to find shelter.
Thank you so much for watching this Denver 7 Weather Action Day update. I'm Jacqueline Allen.
And I'm Gary Bro. Let's head over to Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson with more as this blizzard continues to make its way through Colorado. Mike?
It is about as bad right now as it's been all day in the Denver metro area. Look at this shot from City Park. You can't hardly see anything. The visibility down to just perhaps about 100, maybe 200 yards at best. This is what it looked like up on the top of the Continental Divide in the past hour. And time lapse, the weather vane up there at Loveland Ski are really blowing around. But interestingly, to show you the dynamics in this storm, this is the current view from our camera far out on the eastern plains in the town of Ray. And this is significant because there are thunderstorms out here. Temperatures are in the 40s, and those thunderstorms are actually moving back toward the Front Range. It shows you how much energy there is in this system. Look at this right here over parts of Yuma County, Washington County, up toward Akron, where it is coming in the form of thunder snow right at the moment. All of this is swirling around the core of this low pressure system, and it's coming back toward the Denver metro area. So we still have a lot of moisture to come our way as this will swirl right around and come in mainly on the east side from around DIA down across Aurora. So some areas could pick up another 4 inches, 5 inches of snow before this thing starts to wind down later on this evening. And the snows continue over Larimer County up into Laramie County in Wyoming. And some areas have had well over 2 feet, going on 3 feet of snow so far up in that area. Blizzard warning continues, and that is valid until midnight tonight. I wouldn't be too surprised if it's extended a little bit longer in some areas because the winds will keep blowing that snow around. You don't have to have falling snow to have a blizzard. It is just low visibility and strong winds that define that. And it goes all the way up to Rapid City, South Dakota. I mean, this is a huge storm system. To give you an idea how big it is, it covers from southern Montana all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico right now. And we're sweeping this around counterclockwise, the low pressure core of that center, which is now currently down near Lamar. There's actually been brown dirt that's blown all the way from northern Mexico, so you might find a little layer of brown in your snow as you're eventually digging yourself out with this storm, and that is courtesy of those strong winds coming all the way from Mexico. Speaking of the winds, currently blowing sustained in the 30s all across the Front Range with gusts to about 45 to 50 miles per hour. Low visibility, strong winds, blowing snow, falling snow. We clearly have a high plains blizzard in place right now, and with that, traffic is in terrible shape. And so no one better to go to for the latest on that than Jason Luber.
Thanks, Mike. And dirt or no dirt, dust or no dust, my kids are still going to eat the snow when they go outside, and that's what they've been doing here today. And it's been really, really rough, obviously, on the road. It is so bad. There are some folks that are still trapped in their cars, and they need help, but the rescuers can't get to them because the conditions are so bad. Now, we have about 24 significant highway closures around the state. I'll start with some of the big ones that we have right now, including I-70 out to the east. Now, even though some of the weather conditions, and I've looked at some of the cameras out here to the east side, it actually doesn't look too terrible out there, really east of Lyman, but there are some really tough conditions, and they don't want, the State Patrol doesn't want people coming back here to town, to Denver, to get tossed into all this ugliness. So I-70 is closed both ways, basically from just after E-470 all the way out to Kansas. Down in the Douglas County area, we have I-25 southbound closed from Lone Tree all the way down through Castle Rock down into Monument. Also, part of Highway 83 is closed. Highway 86 is closed, and the northbound side is closed from Monument getting on up in Castle Rock because that gap project is basically impassable right now. We also have up to the north, I-25 closed down from Wellington going up into Wyoming because much of Wyoming is closed down right now. And 287 from Ted's Place all the way to Wyoming, that's also closed down as well because, again, much of Wyoming is closed down. One of the newest ones is I-76, basically from just after after Denver, trying to get past Brush and Sterling out here to Wiggins and basically out to Nebraska. That's closed down. Nebraska is having just as many problems as we are, especially on the west side of Nebraska, so they don't want people going to or from those areas. And then up into the high country, obviously it's been a real mess, and there have been on and off closures up in the high country, including the westbound side from Golden all the way to Floyd Hill, which is just before you would get to Idaho Springs. But the east side has two separate closures. One is coming from Silverthorne all the way to Georgetown. Then there's a little break from Georgetown to Idaho Springs, and then from that point, Floyd Hill all the way back into Golden. That's also closed down. I want to take you to one of the Cdot cameras, which is right downtown at 8th Avenue at I-25, and you're not seeing a whole lot of activity there except for the snow, and you can actually see a lane of traffic, which is actually somewhat encouraging. So hopefully, I'm hoping by tonight, I know we're going to talk to Cdot in just a bit, but I'm hoping by tonight we're going to be able to get enough of the plow action out there and enough of the snow to slow down to actually start to get some pavement out there, and we'll see how it goes for tomorrow. But tomorrow morning, the commute is going to be really, really nasty. It's going to be a tough drive for a lot of folks. Hopefully, we're going to be able to, well, work from home or do whatever we can there, Jacqueline, because it's going to be a rough ride for a lot of folks for the next couple of days, especially through the neighborhoods. I'm really concerned about neighborhood driving, getting out, digging out over the next couple of days.
You're right to be concerned, too. Aurora Police is having to rescue people off of the streets, and we've been seeing some streets are parking lots. Some of those streets are completely empty. They're all dangerous for driving. CB Cotton is in downtown Denver right now, where CB, the roads there are better for snowmobiles than for cars.
Yeah, these roads are definitely not made for cars. I'll tell you that, Jacqueline. We're actually here at the Sheraton down from the 16th Street Mall. We came to this area because we figured maybe these high-rise buildings would give us some shelter and protection from those strong wind gusts. But I want to show you the accumulation that we see out here. Take a look at this car. There's a huge layer of snow on top. I think it's pretty safe to say this driver from Oklahoma is not getting out anytime soon. I also want to show you the accumulation, again, on the sidewalks. I'm going to take a step and you'll see it covers up almost my entire boot. And I heard Jason say just how nasty these roads are, and we're definitely seeing it here in downtown Denver. Of course, the plows are out, but I want to go over some specifics about the plowing situation. So we know the plow drivers will remain on duty today and overnight into Monday, addressing the main streets and residential streets. You can actually see where they are and check out where they've been if you go to pocketgov.org/plow tracker. I do want to give some clarity on what the residential plows are doing. They won't be carrying any de-icing material, and you shouldn't expect to see bare pavement after they make a pass in your neighborhood. What they do though is they help clear a path and prevent deep ice ruts. So those are just some good tidbits to know if you're hoping a plow is making its way out to your neighborhood soon. They are moving, but again, they're not making the streets completely safe to drive. There's a lot of dangers out here. And we do know Denver police has had to respond and help several people who had their vehicles stalled. In fact, if you take a look over here, you can see this guy. It looks like he's trying to plow the sidewalk. We've seen a lot of these Good Samaritan efforts out here in downtown Denver. And of course, we're going to continue monitoring the situation.
All right, CB, thank you so much. Tamara Rollins. She's a spokesperson for Cdot.
Tamara, thanks for joining us. Driving right now is so dangerous. We actually saw Cdot plows tipped over. So first off, we want to ask, are the drivers okay? And secondly, what does that say for drivers who aren't in giant plow trucks?
Well, as far as I know, everybody's okay. But it is treacherous out there, and we knew that it was going to be. And that's why we had a lot of warning yesterday. Even though there really wasn't much going on yesterday, we knew today was going to be something else. And it certainly has been that. That's why we urged folks to stay off the roads. And now we're going into the evening, and we're going into tomorrow morning's rush. We're hoping that the snow will taper off a little bit. It has to do that before our crews can make more progress. Right now, they're just making numerous passes over our major interstates and roadways. And as soon as they do that, it gets snow covered again. And then add to that, the winds are very, very high. So it's just a dangerous situation out there for anyone to be driving around in. That's why we absolutely urge people not to do it, because there's a good chance that you get stranded. You don't want to get stranded outside. It's better to be inside somewhere safe. We've been urging skiers to just stay put. Don't come down the mountain to Denver, or use any route for that matter. If you can stay overnight somewhere safely, that is the best way. We expect tomorrow morning is going to be hectic too. It's going to take our guys all night long to clear this stuff after the snow tapers off. And it's still going to be a mess tomorrow morning. So as Jason said, I think that if you can telework, tomorrow's the time to do it, or at least give yourself some extra time. Leave for work a little bit later in the morning.
Hey, Tamara, speaking of what Jason said just a few minutes ago, we did see that plowed area of 25 near 8th Avenue in Denver seem to be pretty clear. Is that a good sign that some of these roads, maybe at least in the metro, could open up or be safer to drive maybe by the end of the night? Is there any kind of inclination of when we can start to see it opening up more?
Well, we are making some progress. What we were experiencing today during the daytime, the temperatures go up, and so the pavement warms up a little bit. That makes it easier for our plow drivers to remove snow. But it's rough out there. I don't want to give anyone false hopes that it'll be smooth sailing should they leave their homes. And another thing to point out, the other state roadways that we are responsible for, such as Colfax and Federal and Alameda University, they're still very, very snow-packed. Our crews just have not been able to get around to those, and they weren't expected to. Their focus has been on the main highways, and then once they get those under control, I think probably early this morning, they'll start hitting those. But it's still going to be slow going through the night, through the morning. And we really do appreciate motorists who stayed at home. We did see lower traffic volumes, much more so than usual, and that made our jobs easier. We were able to have safety closures. Most of our road closures today were safety closures, which meant that we proactively closed the roads so that we wouldn't have a lot of spinouts. And we still had spinouts, but we could have had a lot more had people decided to just get out. And I'm so glad that they didn't. We're very, very thankful for that.
That's absolutely right. We just keep hearing the same thing. Wherever you are, try to stay there. Thank you so much for keeping us posted, Tamara. And we want to thank all the Cdot crews who are out there right now trying to keep those roads safe for the people who do have to be on them.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And now we want to head to Denver 7's Lance Hernandez, live in Adams County. Lance, I believe you're right outside of 25 there. I know the plan was to get you back to the metro, but those roads are not making it easy for you right now, are they?
It's really, really nasty out, especially with the wind blowing straight out of the north. I'm at 58th and I-25. Visibility about a quarter of a mile. Now, bless those Cdot crews. They're working hard to try to get snow off the pavement. The big problem's the wind, though. It's blowing the snow back onto the pavement quickly, and it's reducing visibility. Earlier today, conditions weren't as bad in Boulder. We shot some video in one neighborhood where a family was taking advantage of the snow. Dad on skis, mom and the daughter pulling a toboggan with their dog. Down the road, some work crews working at trying to remove tree branches from sagging power lines. That family telling me power had been out since early this morning.
Well, it went out about 6:15 this morning. That's when I think I got the first alert from Excel. I don't know. We played Clue and got camping stuff and made coffee on the stove. I don't know. We live in Colorado. Yeah. This is what happened.
That's what you do. That family going to a neighbor's house to try to stay warm. They know that their power is going to come on at some point today. Just to warn you, though, we came back from Boulder, stopped first at Louisville and Superior, and then made our way down here to 58th and I-25. And the weather has just gotten worse. Again, winds directly out of the north, kind of stinging my face right now. We've seen a number of spinouts, but if you've heard of all those people that are stranded, that's a good indication that you shouldn't be out on the highways unless you absolutely need to be. Reporting live in Adams County, Lance Hernandez, Denver 7.
Lance, I'm going to say what you said about the Cdot crews. Bless you for being out there. Good luck to you. Yes. All right, we'll see you in just a little bit. And these are the folks that are out right now rescuing people. This is a SWAT team photograph from the Aurora Police Department just tweeted out. They say they rescued these people out on 64th Avenue in Piccadilly and Northeast Aurora. They say they're warming up here in the back of the Aurora Police Bear, and they are on their way to shelter right now. But they're basically saying that they are not going to rescue stranded drivers unless they cannot be in a place that provides some shelter. So this is why they're telling you, stay home. You don't want to see children in the back of a bear who are stranded in this crazy weather. All right, let's take a look at this. The weather is perfect for skiing, but you could also almost surf some of these waves on Sloan's Lake. Looking pretty choppy right now, but that still doesn't keep Coloradans from enjoying the outdoors because Colorado
Yeah, well, we found people out there, as you saw, cross-country skiing. Why not, you know? They're out there with their dog in the blizzard. The dog is all bundled up, as we saw, and so are they, clearly. We're cheering them on. Have fun out there.
As long as you're not driving, we salute you.
Yeah.
All right, for live streaming weather updates, head on over to thedenverchannel.com.
And we'll see you right back here in about 45 minutes for Denver 7 News at 5 as we continue to track this storm.
Temperatures in the 30s for Monday as we roll out of this storm that's affecting the Front Range and the higher elevations. We have a blizzard warning for our area, but that will expire late tonight, so it'll be a very slow drive on Monday. We're still under an action day. Temperatures in the 30s, and then another snowstorm on Tuesday. We'll have more snow moving through. Temperatures in the upper 30s, 40s and 50s to round out the rest of our week with lots more sunshine on the way, and it will remain warm into the weekend as well. So for our Monday, we'll have afternoon highs in the 30s, so on the way to school, temperatures in the 20s, perhaps a few flurries, and then partly sunny skies later in the day. And for Tuesday, snow showers. So if you're out walking the dog, it looks like we're going to have some snowy conditions here with temperatures staying in the 20s early on and only in the 30s for the rest of the day. But we're looking forward to some warmer air as we head toward the weekend with 50s and 60s.
Ryan Osborne here with the Denver 7 Digital team, joined by my special weather assistant, Lily. Taking a look at the snow totals here in Congress Park, we're probably a good 8-9 inches already over here. Let's take a look at some totals around the rest of the metro.